How is it going? I hope you're doing as good as I'm doing today. Same preference as yesterday. I fucked up. I don't have the charger, so I'm sorry if my phone dies. Whatever. You might hear in the background a little bit of rain. I just got absolutely soaked getting in my car, but a good day is a good day, and rain does not stop that. So gonna just take it with a grain of salt, as we always do. Physically, it's a little weird. I would give it a 9, but the Olympic lifts today felt really off because I'm on the new equipment. I haven't used this shit in a while, and I have made some discoveries that we'll get into. So I'll give it an 8.85 because the squats were fucking astronomical. Like, genuinely, it was kind of insane how well that went. And the clean and jerks felt really good up until I started hitting the heavyweight, and man, I missed that wood. I like hearing the lifts underneath my feet. The bars at crunch for Olympic lifting, I'm realizing, are definitely better. They spin better than where I'm at. But regardless, we put in maximum effort. We did our best. The 285 set was pretty dog shit ass. I have not seen it because my phone's gonna die, but I definitely didn't lock out fully on either of my jerks. The cleans were all right, but it was just I was putting in a lot more effort than I needed to because of the circumstances. So mentally, though, I'll put it at a solid 8.5. Because no matter how much I can get over it, no matter how much I'll deal with it, stay positive, all that kind of bullshit, it definitely is humbling and hurts a bit to see yourself struggle when you know you have it in you, and it's just it feels like other things maybe taking you down a little bit when it comes to the equipment. But regardless, that's kind of what we're going to get into. I think it's important to it may seem like stating the obvious, but I don't think enough people implement this kind of mindset of accepting the equipment you have at hand and making the best of it, because you're never going to have a perfect scenario when it comes to your lifts. It just isn't really possible since we're human and we're not robots. But it's one of those things where you got to kind of put the thought of the number out of your head. It is not so much about the it's not so much about the literal weight that you're putting over your head. It's about whether or not you are making that progress that you want to see. So if you're making progress, and that's absolutely great, but there's also the other layer of appreciating said progress that you're putting in, because you can put in really hard effort and put in the good, do what you're needing to do to stay consistent that day, but because extraneous factors may be getting in the way, some of the outliers, you may give yourself less credit than you may be than you should be accepting. There's always as many positives as you can make up as negatives. That's why I say that you're always as positive or negative as you choose to be. So I could sit here and tell you I miss the wood, I miss the spinny bar, I miss certain things, but I have equipment that I can use. I have platforms I can use. I have friends with me to support me. I have the discipline to continue going and make it to where there can always be a next time when it comes to making that progress. So instead of putting myself down and taking away from the effort that I put in today, because I definitely pushed it pretty hard, I'm going to make sure I take hold of the goods that I took away from this. And, if I want something to change with the way that I'm doing these lifts, I got to do that. It's not up to me I shouldn't just sit there waiting for the gym to get some new equipment or do some good maintenance that would help a lot or fix the platforms, whatever. That stuff doesn't matter. You can't depend on other people to get your life, or no, not your life. You can't depend on other people to get your own happiness in order. It's how you interact with said people and the things that you do every day that allow you to have that positivity. The support that you get from others and having nice things that make you feel better when you lift or whatever in your daily life, those are like, not like that they're not important, but they're like the accessories on top of you maintaining your lifestyle, you know? This is why I love meeting so many people and making sure that I meet as many people as I possibly can, because I have so many different levels of positivity around me. So I can always, I don't expect it and I don't depend on it, but I can always go to the gym knowing that I'm going to do what I got to do my best, put in that maximum effort. And if the support is there, even better, an even better day I have right there. Because I don't like it when people will bank their daily happiness on the way others interact with their daily life, It's got to be where you put yourself, I guess, is what I like thinking about, at least. Because, it's, even if you may think that you're dependent on other people, you put yourself in a situation more times than not that will lead you to feel the ways that you feel, whether they're positive or negative, regardless. You put yourself in that situation. So if you feel like you're not enjoying what you're doing, or even other than that, if you feel like you are enjoying what you're doing, you need to make the personal decisions on whether or not you want to stay or move from that position. If you're happy, you don't got to move if you're content. But even if you're happy, but you feel that extra drive of passion, and you want to do something new, then fucking go for it, And again, if you feel negative in any way, it's up to you to change that. Just like I can't depend on the people at my gym to fix the bars or fix the platforms, I got to make sure that I alter those things in my life myself. So I don't know how expensive it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a bitch if I really want to commit to it. But I really, really love the bars that they were using at Crunch, and I think I'm going to look into getting one myself, because I know the guys at my gym that work there, and I don't think they wouldn't care if I brought my own bar. So I'm going to look into it, because I seriously think that I would not. I'm not getting the bar because I think it would put more weight over my head, or because I think it would make my technique better. I'm getting it solely because I think that it would make me happier while lifting. I think I would find more enjoyment and more passion by having that little bit of nicer personal equipment that I worked to get, and I feel like I deserve to have, Because, again, everything comes from a desire. You don't just change to change, or you don't just feel like shit because you feel like shit. Everything comes from a purpose, an origin, and everything that you strive to do and progress in your daily life is from your own innate desires, or your own innate potential, I guess you could say. And so if I want this bar stuff to stop bothering me, either A, I'm going to do what I can to get a new one myself, or B, I'm going to suck it up and say progress is progress. So instead of looking at it as I could have put more weight over my head if I was using a different bar, I'll say, well, if I can put this weight up with this bar, then that means I'm just even stronger if I could lift heavier weight on the other bar, So it's kind of you can kind of view it as I'm lifting with limiters on. That's it. It's exactly why I don't want to wear equipment anymore. I haven't put on a belt in 2 years, and I'm not wearing knee sleeves or wrist wraps anymore. And I've never felt so sure and confident of my own effort and potential in my lifting, So I don't know. I don't got a whole lot else to talk about. You always got to take that shit with a grain of salt. I'm just kind of throwing it out the way that I see it from my own experiences. And, this is never me saying what people should do or how things should be. It's just the way that I have found myself to be the happiest. And whenever people hear this kind of thing, they might hear that one thing I said and be like, oh, I needed to hear that one. So, I literally today, same kind of example with the bar. I talked to other people about it instead of holding in those negative emotions myself and holding grudges about the shittier equipment I was using. And I was like, I'm trying to figure out what I can do about it. And someone was like, okay, well, first of all, there's I don't know how he figured it out, but you can literally kick the bar when it starts getting stuck at my gym, because it's not maintenance properly. So it can get a little rusty instead of being as spinny as it should be. And he literally kicked it and it started spinning again. And I was like, oh shit. So there's a possibility. I could work with that. And on top of that, someone else is like, you could look into buying a bar. And I'm like, Well, shit, I drive a Jeep. I could fit a bar in my car, and I know the people at the gym that I know that work there. I know the manager too, and like I'm sure that they'd be okay with me bringing my own shit if I wanted to. And I'm always down to share. Like I want to make everybody's experience better if I can, regardless of the things I bring or whatever I say to people. It's always cool to be able to introduce a new positive influence, like kind of like what I'm saying with the things that I say. I don't expect to like be the support of other people. I just try to be a supportive person myself. It's kind of I call it selfish selflessness, because I'm not a good, I don't think I'm a good person or a supportive person because of what other people say. I think that way because I need to feel that way myself, to feel my own sort of happiness in life. I thrive better that way. So regardless of what people say, I'm going to act as positively and supportively as I can. And that influx of positivity that I either spread through other people or people spread through me, that I can also spread through other people, like I'm doing with you guys, I thrive off it. I love it. So I'm just going to keep doing me. Regardless with a bar that's better or not, I don't give a shit. I don't do it for that reason. I'm going to be lifting heavy shit over my head regardless of the weight. So, just come back tomorrow and you'll see it. I will be benching with snatches tomorrow. So we're going to get a little spicy on the shoulders for sure. But it's been going really well. The conditioning is really pulling through. I'm getting better at hitting heavier stuff that I was really scared of before with better form. And, I'm also learning to better feel out my body and cool down when I need to. Because, I could say that with the bar at Crunch, I probably could have put on 295 today if I really wanted to go for it. But I don't want to think of the what ifs. I want to think of what I can do next time and what I can do right now to increase my probability of progression and positivity. So I will always be back as it always is. Enjoy your lifts, loves your lifts. Let me know how your lifts are going. I love hearing how other people are doing and whether or not you guys are progressing yourselves, or even hearing that one thing you may think you needed to hear from this kind of a video. I don't know. But I'm here for it. I love it. It's raw passion, I guess. But I'm out of shit to talk about, so I'm not going to hold on too much longer. I will be back tomorrow, staying passionate. Going to go eat some ice cream and fucking enjoy myself tonight. And, I will be back. See ya.